The winter winds howled outside the small research station on Kepler 742b, and inside the cramped living quarters lieutenant. Maya Brooks sat hunched over her datapad, trying to focus on anything other than the cold that seemed to seep through the metal walls. Despite the heating system running at full capacity, it had been stationed on this frozen moon for 3 months. Now, as part of the first contact diplomatic team, and while the assignment looked impressive on paper, the reality was far less glamorous than she had imagined back on Earth. The station was barely large enough for the 6-person crew and the alien delegation they were hosting had very different environmental preferences than human specifically they preferred. Temperatures that would make a polar bear uncomfortably, May pulled her thermal blanket tighter around her shoulders and glanced at the temperature display. 17 degrees Celsius, the compromise temperature that had been agreed upon after 2 weeks of negotiations. The aliens, the Zithri, found anything above 20 degrees unbearably hot, while humans started shivering below 20. Twash was about to reach for another layer when a soft chime indicated someone at her door. "Come in, Maya," called her, breath visible in the air. Door slid open, and one of the Zithari delegation stepped inside. Her name was something that sounded like wind chimes in a thunderstorm, but she had chosen the human nickname Luna for ease of communication. Was tall, nearly 7 feet, with pale blue skin that seemed to shimmer slightly in the artificial light. Her hair, if it could be called that, flowed down her back in what looked like strands of silver water, constantly moving as though caught in an unfelt breeze. Her eyes were large and dark like twin pools of midnight sky, and her features were sharp and elegant in a way that made Maya think of ice sculpturesque. "Hope I am not disturbing you," Luna said, her voice carrying that musical quality that all Zithari seemed to possess. "Not at all," Maya replied, gesturing to the small chair across from her bunk. "What can I do for you?" Luna stepped fully into the room, and the door slid shut behind her for a moment. She stood there, her hands clasped in front of her in that peculiar way the Zithari did when they were uncertain. "Have a request," Luna began, "and it is somewhat personal in nature." Maya set down her datapad, giving Luna her full attention. "Of course, what do you need?" Luna's skin darkened. Slightly a blush, perhaps in Zithari terms. "I have been observing human customs and behaviors during my time here," she said, "and I have noticed that humans often share body heat when temperatures are low." Maya nodded slowly. "Yes, that's true. It's an old survival instinct. We huddle together for warmth." Luna took a step closer. "I find myself in an unusual situation," she admitted. "The temperature in this station, while comfortable for my people, is what we agreed upon, but I have discovered something unexpected." "What's that?" "Maya Askidi am cold," Luna said simply. "Colder than I have ever been in my life." Maya blinked in surprise. "But you're the ones who wanted it this cold. We raised the temperature 5 degrees from what you initially requested." Luna nodded, her silver hair rippling with the movement. "Yes, and I am grateful for that compromise. But you see, I come from the northern polar region of my homeworld, where temperatures regularly drop to what you would call -60 Celsius. My body is designed for extreme cold, but this," she gestured around the room, "this is different though." "So?" Maya asked, genuinely curious. Luna moved closer until she was standing just a few feet from Maya's bunk. "On my world, cold is expected, prepared for. We have warming technologies, clothing designed to trap heat from our bodies here. The cold is constant but mild. It seeps in slowly, and I find my body does not know how to respond." It is like she paused, searching for the right words, like being slowly drained. Maya felt a pang of sympathy. She knew exactly what Luna meant, the kind of cold that got into your bones and wouldn't leave no matter how many layers you put on. "So what can I do to help?" Maya asked. Luna's dark eyes met hers. "I have read that humans share warmth through physical contact," she said, her voice quieter. "Oh, I know. I was wondering if," she hesitated, "if I might share your warmth just for a little. While I know it is an unusual request, and if it makes you uncomfortable, please say so." Maya felt her cheeks warm despite the cold temperature of the room. The request was unusual, certainly, but not unwelcome. Luna had been nothing but kind and respectful during their time together, and Maya had to admit she had developed a certain fondness for the elegant alieni. "Don't mind," Maya said, moving over on her bunk to make room, "but I have to warn you, Humans run pretty warm compared to your people. You might find it uncomfortable. Lena's expression brightened, and she moved to sit on the edge of the bunk. I am willing to try, she said. Maya lifted the edge of her thermal blanket in invitation. Come on then. Before we both freeze, Luna slipped under the blanket with a grace that Maya envied, and immediately Maya could feel the difference. The Zithari's body was cool to the touch, not unpleasantly so, but noticeably cooler than a human would be. It was like lying next to a living air conditioner. Luna let out a soft sound, something between a sigh and a musical note. This is, she paused, wonderful. Maya couldn't help but smile. Glad I could help thee. Sat in silence for a moment. The only sound, the gentle hum of the station's life support systems. Maya was acutely aware of every point where their bodies touched. Luna's shoulder against hers, the alien's arm pressed along her side. May I ask you something? Luna said after a while. Of course, Maya replied. Did you volunteer for this assignment? Luna asked. You're young, talented. You could have had your choice of postings. Why choose to spend months on a frozen moon with aliens you had never met? Maya considered the question she had asked herself. The same thing more than once during the long, cold nights. I suppose I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself, she said finally. First contact only happens once. I wanted to be here to help build bridges between our P.O. Pulse. Luna turned her head to look at Maya, her dark eyes reflecting the dim light that is a noble goal. She said. Maya shrugged, feeling self-conscious. And what about you? Why did you volunteer for this? Luna was quiet for a moment. I wanted to understand, she said finally. My people have been alone in the universe. For so long we thought we were the only ones, and then we found you humans, so different from us, and yet so similar in many ways. I wanted to learn to see if perhaps we could find common ground. You think we're doing pretty well so far, Maya said. Luna made that musical sound again, softer this time. Yes, she agreed. I believe we are. Emma shifted slightly, getting more comfortable under the blanket. Luna moved with her, their bodies fitting together naturally like pieces of a puzzle. Maya tried not to think too hard about how nice it felt to have someone close, even if that someone was an alien from halfway across the galaxy. Can I ask you something now? Maya said. Of course, Luna replied. Look, Maya asked your homeworld. I've seen pictures and data, but that's not the same as hearing about it from someone who actually lived there. Luna's expression grew distant, and for a moment Maya worried she had asked something too personal. But then Luna began to speak. World is beautiful, she said, her voice taking on a dreamy quality. Imagine vast plains of ice that stretch to the horizon, glittering in the light of our twin suns. We have cities carved from glaciers that have stood for thousands of years, and auroras that dance across the sky. Every night in colors you have no names, for it sounds amazing. Maya said. Is Luna agreed, but it is also lonely. We are a solitary people by nature. We come together for specific purposes, reproduction, education, governance, but then we retreat to our own spaces. We do not have this, she gestured between them, this casual intimacy that humans seem to crave. You don't touch, Maya asked Serpa Zednot. Often, Luna said, and rarely for comfort or warmth. We are taught from a young age to be self-sufficient, to need nothing from other. That sounds hard, Maya said. Luna nodded. It can be, she admitted, which is why this. She shifted closer to Maya. Why this is so strange for me, but also why it feels so right. Maya felt her heart skip a beat. I'm glad I can help, she said, softly. Fell into a comfortable silence again, and Maya found herself relaxing in a way she hadn't since arriving at the station. The cold that had been her constant companion for months seemed less oppressive now, less invasive. Luna shifted again, and Maya felt the alien's head come to rest gently on her shoulder. The silver strands of her hair tickled Maya's neck, but she didn't Mindus this acceptable. Luna asked, her voice uncertain. More than acceptable, Maya assured her. Good, Luna murmured, because I find I do not wish to move. Maya smiled and let her own at rest against Luna's. The Zithari was taller than her, so it meant Maya had to adjust her position slightly, but she managed. You know, Maya said after a while, when I signed up for this mission, I never imagined this. What did you imagine, Luna? Aska. Maya laughed softly. I don't. No formal diplomatic meetings, lots of paperwork, maybe some tense negotiations over trade agreements, not cuddling with an alien. Under a thermal blanket, is that what we are doing? Luna asked. Cuddling Maya felt her cheeks warm again. I guess so, yes. Is that Luna was quiet for a moment. Then she said, on my world, we have a saying, roughly translated, it means warmth shared is warmth doubled, that's. Beautiful, Maya said. Luna shifted so she could look at Maya properly. I find that being here with you, I understand that saying in a way I never did before, she said. It is not just physical warmth you share, is it? Maya shook her head. No, she admitted, it's connection, companionship, the knowledge that you're not alone.